Hello, everyone, Randy here again. We're playing Farming Simulator 17 on Sosnovka on the RDAllen multiplayer server. We are joined on the server at the moment by Chris and Big Tom. And we are seeding some corn here at the moment on field 19, and I believe field 14 needs to be seeded as well. Okay, you are on end field mode, so I'm going to take that off here a moment. Wasn't quite expecting the tractor to just suddenly stop there. And since the last episode I've done on the multiplayer server here, we've made a little bit of progress. We got a couple larger tractors, and this, by the way, would probably be one of those. So by larger, we don't need that necessarily that much larger, but we do have a couple bigger tractors now. We are making progress here, slowly but surely. Emphasis on the slowly, I should say. Oh, it did not lower. Okay. Well, like I said, you got to watch that with that side panel sometimes. If you don't push the button good, it does the double press or doesn't take it at all sometimes. Anyway, we have gotten some new equipment here. We've been doing a little bit of chopping, and we do have some wood chipping equipment here as well. So branching out a little bit on the server. We've got a couple new fields here as well. We got 15, 16, 20, and 21. Just a couple of the smaller fields there. I will have to say it sure seems like hard mode in Farming Simulator 17 is much harder than hard mode was in Farming Simulator 15. At least it sure seems that way. At least on Sosnovka here anyway. For those of you who watched any of my multiplayer series in the past, you know we can usually pretty quickly get a map up and going. And by up and going, I mean, you know, some decent-sized equipment. Whereas this map here, we're almost a week into the map here, and yeah, we're pretty much still running around with little Dutes AgroStar tractors. Quite a few Hurleymans running around. You know, small trailers, small cultivators. Not necessarily if I would say this is a small seeder, but it's definitely not a large seeder either, so. And just a reminder again, if you folks would like to join us on the multiplayer server, it is an open server. Anyone is welcome to join, as long as you're respectful and, you know, play nice. There is a password on the server. In order to get the password, you will have to join TeamSpeak to get that password. A little pop-up when you join TeamSpeak will tell you what the password is, by the way. And information for joining TeamSpeak is in the description below, as well as the one mod needed to join the server here at the moment. We currently just have the GPS mod on here. That'll probably change in the next couple of days here, by the way, so. I figure at this point, since how we really don't have much for money, folks, I don't know there's much sense in adding much more for mods, so that's why I haven't added anything else yet. But next couple of days, we'll probably start adding a few more mods to the server here as well. Probably just some of the Farming Simulator stuff there. For those of you who checked out the Farming Simulator mod site, there are several nice mods. I guess they're mods because they are made by Giants, but they're mods still, so there are some nice mods out there on that website currently. As well as a New Holland baler pack. For those of you looking for a more U.S. colored balers, the New Holland balers, they have some red and yellow New Holland balers. I believe they're the exact same balers as far as I know. If we go to the shop here. Let's see, where's the baling equipment? Baling technology. As far as I know, they're the exact same balers as these. They're just the red and yellow color versus the yellow and black here. It's a little more common, at least for what I would see in the U.S. where I live. New Holland is typically red, yellow, and black. Not the yellow and black. Not entirely sure why they do that, just to differentiate, the American style equipment versus the European, I guess, there. But anyway, as far as the mods go to join the server, there are 2 links in the description below. First download link should download all the mods needed to join the server, of which, like I said, there's just 1 at the moment. And then the second link should take you to the server download page where you can download the mods individually, or you can download them all from there as well. Also, I should mention this server is being provided by Nitrato. They are providing us here with the Farming Simulator 17 server. And for any of those are interested in starting your own server or want to check it out, there is a link in the description below. So you folks can check out the Nitrato website there for the Farming Simulator 17 servers. They offer servers for lots of other games as well, by the way. And so far we haven't had too many major issues with the server. I think the biggest issue we've had has been the conveyor belts. There's definitely something wrong with the conveyor belts here in Farming Simulator 17, at least multiplayer anyway. If you get a little bit of chaff, I think it's chaff on them, then for some reason that causes the game to lock up, which is obviously less than ideal. But yes, as long as you're careful, don't get any chaff on the conveyor belts. The conveyor belts work really well there for selling silage. For those of you who watched some of my videos in the past of using conveyor belts to sell silage, very similar concept here in Farming Simulator 17. And one thing I'll have to say, I really like how they've done the sounds here in Farming Simulator 17. Like I said, I don't know how well you folks will notice it in the video, but when you step on the gas, so to speak, you can really hear the tractor change its sound pitch, or if it's under load. Really cool how they've actually implemented that into the game. Looks like we're really burning through the seed here as well. Okay, we'll read a couple comments here a moment, and the first comment here looks like a bit of an interesting one. Paul is asking, I've been watching your videos for a while and they're very informative. I have a question. Do I have to own cows to get slurry? The default farms have none. So basically I cannot buy crap. You can insert another word there. That's what he used. But I'll just stick with that one. So yes, no, you do not need to buy cows to get slurry. You can get slurry from cows. But you can also get slurry from the biogas plant. So one of two ways there, basically. You can either get it from the biogas plant, which requires you to do silage, by the way, or you can get it from the cows. And by the way, you probably have a better chance of getting enough slurry from doing biogas. I don't know you'll ever get enough slurry from doing cows unless they've changed it here in 17. Slurry from cows in the past was pretty much never enough to actually do anything with. The only way I've ever had enough slurry to do anything with is by doing the biogas plant. So if you're looking to get slurry, that would probably be my recommendation. Like I said, unless they've changed it in 17 here, which I have my doubts. And obviously, at least for myself, I have not gotten into cows or animals yet. Hopefully we'll be doing that here in single player and probably multiplayer as well. Tom was saying you may want to update your GPS mod to 5.0.1. I believe we've actually done that already. We do have a new version of the GPS mod on the server. I think there was a comment about somebody asking that, said they had downloaded and for some reason it wasn't working. That is why we have updated the GPS mod on the server. I think we just did it yesterday if I recall correctly. So just updated the GPS mod on the server. So for those of you that did join us on the server previously, you will need the new version of the GPS mod. Actually, I don't think I need the GPS for this. We'll just finish this a little bit by ourselves. Okay, and looks like we're joined by Dennis. And once we're done here, we'll move on to field, let's see, field 14 there, I believe needs to be planted. Not sure about the other 4 fields. I haven't looked at those yet. Looks like we'll have to refill the seeder here pretty quick as well. Oh yes, in the comments here, Gaming Bro, he was the one asking the question. Looks like I downloaded the GPS mod, but it still will not let me join your server. Like I was just saying, if you downloaded it before we updated it, that is probably why. Samuel was saying I don't see a need for the soil mod anymore. Basically with what they've added into the base game. Yes and no. They have changed the fertilizer mechanics somewhat, as well as adding the requirement, well, the optional requirement anyway, to plow your field. But the soil mod still added the more advanced fertilizer options, as well as spraying for herbicides and all that good stuff. That is still something that's not in the base game yet. So I'm fairly certain we'll probably see the soil mod come out at some point, I would think. You know, it probably won't have to have as many functions as it did previously. But the fertilizer concept in Farming Simulator 17 is still very, very basic. At least compared to what the soil mod had. Scott was saying we have slots on Xbox One Farming Simulator. And no, folks, that doesn't mean, you know, slot machines. Slots for vehicles, as far as I understand it. Now, I have not played Farming Simulator on the Xbox or PlayStation or consoles for that matter. But to my understanding, with those consoles, you can only have so many vehicles. And basically their way of doing it is using slots. So if you buy a vehicle, it takes up, I don't know if it actually takes up one slot or if it actually, some vehicles actually might take more than one slot. But basically it's a way of limiting the number of vehicles in the game. Just a limit on the console version there. Us PC players do not have that limit. Basically a limit there by the Xbox and PlayStation to keep the game playable. Whereas on the PC, you can obviously buy quite a few vehicles, and if you buy enough, at some point you're going to start really lagging your game bad. For those who watch the Oklahoma, you'll probably know what I'm talking about there. Okay, we need to go fill up with some seed here. And at least on Sosnovka here, you can buy seed. Whereas on Goldcrest Valley there, you got to buy the seed pallets, which is kind of an interesting concept. Fertilizer, yeah, no, we do not need any fertilizer, so we'll just stick with that. Okay, we're back in business. Tyler was saying, good video. Thank you very much for that. Aaron was asking, how do you fix the equipment from jerking back and forth? Not entirely sure what you mean by that. If you mean that if you're like on a multiplayer server and the equipment's lagging a little bit, about the only thing you can do for that is have better internet. It's really about the only thing you can do for that. A couple options if that is what you're talking about there. Make sure, you know, Wi-Fi is probably not a good choice unless you got a good Wi-Fi signal. You know, make sure your Wi-Fi signal is good if you're using Wi-Fi. I know that will cause some issues. Also, make sure you're not trying to have your graphics too high. If your graphics are too high, that will cause some lag as well for multiplayer. Paul is saying, I've debated about making a comment about Farming Simulator 17 since you started the videos. Says, I see no reason why you should get Farming Simulator 17. Yes, there are a few interesting features with the new version. Overall, there just isn't enough to the new game to buy Farming Simulator 17, he basically says. Oh, planter didn't. Lower. There we go. There's probably some truth to that. There's a lot of similarities between Farming Simulator 15 and 17. Although, in my opinion, I would still say Farming Simulator 17 is definitely worth it. We definitely have a lot of new, especially mechanics. Like I said before, folks, there's not much in the way of, you know, fancy new graphics. But the game mechanics have definitely changed a little bit, and I would definitely say for the better, at least in my opinion. Justy Belgian Gamer was saying, great video. Thank you very much for that. The sub was saying, modify the input bindings XML for the that control axis. Yes, so for those of you who've seen the last episode there, we bought a Valtra tractor. I believe we have the same tractor on here as well, I'd like to say. But we bought a Valtra tractor there, put a front loader bracket on it, and the control axis for the up and down is like completely inverted to the way it should be in real life, which I find particularly annoying. You know, the interesting thing, for those who remember Farming Simulator 15, if you had the mouse, I don't remember how it was on the side panel, the joystick on the side panel, if it was right or not. But for mouse controls, at least, it was completely backwards to the way it should be in real life. Whereas now in Farming Simulator 17 here, by the way, 15 it was the tilt. In Farming Simulator 17 here, it's the up and down, the raise and lower. That is inverted. So, yeah, apparently Farming Simulator just cannot get the the axis in the right direction there for loader controls. Very annoying in my opinion, especially for those who maybe have operated a loader in real life. It really messes with you. At least it does with me anyway. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got a loader on here somewhere. Actually, you know what? I think it was parked. I could probably tab to it in a moment. Yeah, so this loader is in the right direction. Everything is right on it as far as the mouse controls go. Yeah, completely inverted on the side panel there, which is really annoying. The tilt is right. So when I tilt to the right, it dumps. When I tilt to the left, it puts it back up. But yes, the up and down, when I pull down, it goes down, which you folks may think sounds right, but it's not. And when I go up, it actually goes up. Real life, when you go down, it should go up, and when you go up, it should go down. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh, yes, I believe this is our, Vulture tractor here. Oh, looks like my tractor shut off on me. Okay, how nice. We do have the manual ignition on the multiplayer server, by the way. Okay, let's just check the map here a moment. Field 20. Looks like field 20 needs to be planted. It is cultivated. Okay. So we'll head out there next. We should have enough seed. If we need to, we can always come back here, I guess. Farm right, kind of the opposite of what Paul was saying there. Or almost the opposite, I should say. He was saying, was anyone a little disappointed when they began to play with Farming Simulator 17? It says, but the more I start to play it, the more I realize the little subtle changes they've made. Feels much better once you've played it for a little while. And I would probably have to agree with him on that one. It says now we just need to wait for some of the mods to come out. And there are a lot of mods out, by the way, for Farming Simulator 17 already. I don't know if there's much in the way of major mods, you know, like tractors, combines, and cultivators and such. But a lot of the smaller mods, scripts like GPS, drive control, stuff like that are out. I'm not seeing if course play is out yet or not. I imagine that won't take long. Might as well just plant right across here. Ken was saying I finished the potato mission there on field 26. Only took me an hour and a half and made over 200 grand. I'm guessing you must be playing on easy mode because I don't think I would be able to make that much. I think the base mission there for potatoes was like 80,000. And I imagine a time bonus, I might be able to get to 100 grand. But I don't think I'd be able to get to 200,000. Josh was saying use the other weeder there to plant oilseed radish. Interesting. I'm assuming he is talking about... See if we go to the weeders here. Apparently you can plant oilseed radish with this one. I guess that's what that symbol would be there. Yeah, not entirely sure what this one's used for then, I guess, except for, like you said, planting oilseed radish. Something we'll have to try out sometime, either a multiplayer or single player. I'm assuming what that does is adds fertilizer. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just assuming that's what it does. I don't know what other purpose there would be for the oilseed radishes in the game here. Daniel was saying the Satec steering wheel for Farming Simulator, you can get that on PS4 now. Interesting. I did not know that, but according to Daniel there, you can get it on PS4. And by the way, folks, it is no longer the Satec Farming Simulator wheel. It's now the Logitech Farming Simulator steering wheel. I know I've gotten a few questions about that lately. Hey, what happened to the Satec steering wheel? I still have mine yet, by the way, but it's now, if you want to buy one, it's now the Logitech steering wheel. Same identical wheel to my knowledge. They haven't changed nothing. It's just pretty much a name change. Logitech bought out Satec. Hydra Zombie left a comment saying he made 2 Farming Simulator 17 maps already. So for those of you who remember Mega Corn map, apparently he made he calls it the Maze Corn map. But a 4x maze and a 16x maze map. I have not checked them out yet, but I'll have to check them out at some point. Definitely sounds like a lot of corn. Again, for those of you who've seen the Mega Corn map there, the map was pretty much entirely covered with corn, except for like the farmyard area there with a couple sheds and the silage bunkers. Sounds like this is the same type of concept here. So for those of you who like lots and lots of corn, you should check that out. He's got a 16x version apparently too, which sounds just absolutely crazy. Oh, yes, that's right. Every time you chat, really annoying, folks. It shuts your tractor off. Probably one of the biggest reasons it's taken us so long to get going here on the map is the fact that silage is no longer even close to as profitable as it used to be. Especially once you start doing silage, the price of it really drops off fast. I don't believe it dropped off that fast, or if it even dropped off at all in Farming Simulator 15. You could always make really good money on silage, whereas 17 here, not so much, folks. Silage is, I'm not going to say not profitable, but it definitely takes a lot of work to make a profit off of it. In fact, if we can check the silage price here. What is silage at? Oh, it's actually back up again. $2.22. It was down to, I think, like 93 or something like that. I think it was 93 there yesterday, if I remember correctly. So yeah, silage really takes a hit. And that's probably the biggest reason here we're not as far ahead as we normally are on the multiplayer server. Oh, that's going to be a pole. Anyway, folks, looking at time, looks like it's about time to wrap up the episode. So just a reminder again, if you do want to join us on the multiplayer server, links are in the description below for the mods needed to join the server. Anyone is welcome to join as long as you play nice. We also have a TeamSpeak server, which at the moment, the password needed to join the server here is on TeamSpeak. Like I said, we are doing that to kind of keep the riffraff off. It pretty much just adds an extra step there. So for those of you looking to make trouble on the multiplayer server, most people just kind of screw that go somewhere else where they can make trouble elsewhere much easier. So that is the reason for the password. At some point, we'll probably do away with that, and we'll just have quite a few more mods on the server. That again tends to keep the riffraff off. Troublemakers don't go through the work of downloading the mods or getting the passwords and whatnot to join the server. At least most of them don't, anyway. So yes, links to download the mods are in the description below. First download link will download all the mods needed to join the server. And just a reminder, again, we'll probably be adding more mods over the next few days here. And the second download link should take you to the server download page where you can download the mods individually. And again, the TeamSpeak information is in the description below. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and till next time.